Saan ka galing? Sa bahay? Bahay lang?
Bahay lang. Ano lang kami. Yeah.
Sina Eko parang kakagaling ng Cotabato
Si Eko parang 5 kasi yung banda eh. Kaya parang
Hindi mo alam
minsan na
kung...
siya nasa bahay.
Pero hindi ko rin, parang ako yung napapagod para sa kanya.
Okay lang yan. Bata pa siya. Parang
Kaedad ko siya.
Go lang siya ng go. Bata ka pa.
Di ba,
go lang ng go.
may chicos sa'yo siya, may bird.
Party pace.
Party pace.
And then he plays session for, tama nga, 5 nga. For Rico. And
for Corix,
for,
Who else does he play session for?
Wait. I can't feel forgetting his
Who
name.
does he play session for?
The actor who's singing also.
Ian Veneracion.
Ian Veneracion, yes.
Sobrang can I say, man crush siya. Kasi sobrang lakas ng dating ni Ian Veneracion.
Ayun. Echo sessions for him.
Grabe yun. Rolling na, okay. Sige lang. Ganun. Pero grabe yung I think for people na parang in the industry, kailangan lang may ginagawa ka parate. Hindi ka pwedeng static lang.
Yeah. And besides, time to do it naman kasi gabi lang naman yung gig natin. So, pag daytime, sa bahay Netflix ka eh. So di ba? You can do something fun, creative.
I don't think you won't remember this, but I want to say, early 2000s, you had a gig in Jack's Ridge, Davao City. Nakatatlo lang ata kayo.
Wow.
Tatlo lang ba kayo dun? As in, I watched. That was one of the first gigs.
Why were you
I'm
there?
from Davao eh.
You were, okay, you grew up there.
I grew up
and then
in
when did you
Davao.
move here?
College na. So,
Dito ka nag-aral, tapos nag-stay na. Like me. I'm same. I'm from Ross City. And then I came here for college and then I stayed. Yeah.
Okay, grabe yun.
But my siblings, lahat kami dito nag-aral, pero yung ibang siblings ko bumalik sa Rojas.
That was it. I remember that. Tapos you had another mall show na I remember, parang, you had just gotten kakoy in Barbie's Cradle.
Oh, yeah.
Tapos parang, oh shit, SM, Barbie's Cradle.
Sa
Tapos
Davao.
Tapos, oh my God. So, I'm a fan.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Kumusta, Barbie? What's front of mind for you?
Oh, man.
I just listened to grabe, ang wide ng range ng album na yun. As in, sobrang, if that's your first intro to Barbie almalbis, medyo mamamindfuck ka ata.
Well, it really is a collaboration namin ni Nick Lazaro. Sobrang... Siya yung pinapadala ko lang siya ng mga demos. I usually just write it the way I used to write, like acoustic.
Acoustic lang.
And then, and then and then he'd do his thing. And then back and forth kung gusto ko yung idea na to. Tapos explore niya. Ganon. Siya nag-drum, siya nag-bass.
I heard, when I was listening to it nga, parang, it could
guitars,
sound like a Twin Lobster-ish.
Yeah.
Diba? It could sound like his band.
Yeah, may mga songs na, yun nga, yung
hinayaan mo siya.
Yung ibang songs, yun nga, acoustic, papadala ko sa kanya. Yung others, yung isa, yung Desperate Hours, nanggaling sa kanya. Siya nag-start ng, na yun, yung may music bed, parang gano'n. Meron siyang
tapos
ginawa.
sinulatan mo?
Tapos, Nung una nga, hindi ko alam kasi hindi ako sanay magsulat ng gano'n. Sabi ko, try ko lang kasi sanay ako talaga. Nagsusulat ako, sabay yung music sa lyrics. Parang sabay siya nabubuo. Parang ganon. So, sabi ko, try ko lang na magsulat something na isang buo na yung idea mo. Parang,
tapos sulatan.
Actually, ginawa ko, break down ko. Parang inaaral ko muna. So, kinuha ko yung riff na ginawa niya. Tapos, ginawa ko siyang chords lang. Tapos, parang yung meter niya.
Iba rin yung metro niya eh.
4/4 lang siya. Kaya lang nakasyncopate. Kung saan, bumabali siya not dun sa 1. So yun. So anyway, ginawa ko lang siya, niligay ko siya sa acoustic guitar na naka-chords lang. So
ni-reverse engineer mo.
Ni-reverse engineer ko kasi sabi ko, this I can work with. If it's just like chords, like the D and the G, it's like, okay, I can write a melody on top of this. Yan, parang ganun. Kasi, yan nga. Kasi gusto ko yung ginawa niya, pero syempre parang nakakalula. Kung may sulat ako on top of it.
Full production na, I guess, coming from a singer-songwriter perspective.
But it's so cool. Yeah, I'm happy na nag-form pa rin siya. Yeah.
Grabe yun. As in, when I was listening to it nga, I want to say last week or this week, earlier this week, parang, iba siya. It felt so different from, I guess, a lot of the work you've done before.
Yeah.
Sobrang just a smile to that. Medyo malayong talon siya. But like what prompted you to get Nick Or how did that
Actually,
come about?
wala. Enjoy lang kami. Parang matagal ko naman siya nakikita sa scene.
Maliit
Like,
naman
mapapanood ko siya, maliit lang yung scene eh. Minsan nga, nag-judge pa kami sa Itbulaga eh. Nag-judge kami ng music, ng contest, yung band contest. Oo. Ganun lang. Tapos online lang. Parang nagpo-post nga lang siya eh, na parang tinatag lang niya ako, gawa tayo nito, let's do something like this. And I'd be like, game, let's do it.
Tapos sineryoso niya.
Tapos nag-message siya talaga about, yeah, sure, nag-meet na yun lang. Tapos nag-meet lang kami. Yung parang, yeah, for me, exciting lang diba, to try something new. And akala nga namin one song lang kasi wala talaga kaming plano.
Wala plano, ganun.
Pero nung nag-meet kami, ayun na nga, sige, let's work together. 1 month. Wait. Hindi eh. Hindi pa kami So online lang, 'di ba? Game, let's do this, right? Tapos set kami ng meeting which is a month apart. Later. So yun, sa month na yun, nakagawa ko ng 3 song na...
Which songs were these?
Homeostasis,
Okay.
How to
I
Weep.
really like.
Yeah, those two. How to Weep, Homeostasis, and
How to Weep. Those two. As
Yeah.
in, yun yung pinakatumatak sa akin.
yeah. And then, yung All You Wanna Do. So those are the first 3 songs that I wrote. And then, siya naman, kakatawa siya. So, ako, once a week nakakasulat ako ng song, di ba? Siya naman, the day before, ng meeting namin.
Padala siya lang marami.
Hindi. Nagsimula siya gumawa. Just like the night before.
And that was...
Mga May,
Okay.
ganun. Tapos sabi niya sa akin, yun nga, nung nag-meet na kami finally, sabi niya, last night, I wanted to make a song nga to present to you today, di ba? So, sabi niya, kaya lang, may pakinggan mo, pero parang hindi okay eh. Sabi niya gano'n, parang pakinggan mo na rin, gano'n.
And which song was this?
Wala.
It didn't materialize.
Wala.
Okay.
Pero andun pa rin, pwede pa. Pero yun nga. So sabi niya, anyway, so yun yung ginawa ko. Pero I didn't like it. Sabi niya so much. So then I woke up this morning and I said, I need to make another one. So, hapon yung meeting namin eh. So, I think morning ba yun, madaling araw or something. Basta that morning, ginawa niya yung Desperate Hours na riff.
Grabe.
So
I mean, if it works.
Yeah, so then, yun nga. Then, so nung hapon, yun nga, shinare niya yun. So, parang exchange kami. Homework. Parang, yung 3 songs binigay ko sa kanya. Do your thing. Ako naman, I'll do my thing in this track. And then, yun na. Tapos, online,
Tapos eventually, naging buong album siya.
Mamaya, parang natuwa kami sa ginawa namin. Parang, tapos ako rin, like you said nga, it's so different from what I'd done before. So yung thoughts ko talaga, sabi ko, kung one song lang to, tapos biglang maglalabas ako ulit ng katulad ng dati, parang hindi pwede. Parang,
it has to stand on its own,
I cannot move forward I can't move backward from here. I gotta keep moving forward. So I was like, parang, sobrang happy din ako talaga sa collaboration. Kaya yun nga, sabi ko, tuloy-tuloy na siya rin. Yun nga, game din siya na tuloy-tuloy na namin. So,
but I guess hindi naman siya, at least for those who see you more live, hindi naman siya sobrang, hindi siya sobrang unexpected. Kasi like you do Metallica covers, di ba?
Yeah. I mean, my first, the band that made me want to be in a band was Guns N' Roses.
Talaga?
Yeah,
I
in
would
high
never
school.
have guessed that.
Because I was in the first tape that I bought was Depeche Mode. And then after, medyo patapos na yun eh. I mean, parang glam na kasi, di ba, after ng New Wave. Pero sila, nandun pa yun. Yeah. So after Depeche Mode, it was like...
GNR talaga?
Yeah, GNR, Van Halen, Bon Jovi, Skid Row. Those were the bands that I really loved in high school. Before I had discovered like singer-songwriters like Joni Mitchell. Parang doon ko...
Iba yan eh. Joni Mitchell's Blue.
Pero later ko na kasi na yun. Kasi sa Iloilo ako nun eh. So parang wala pa, hindi ko alam what was really out there except... But yun, but glam rock was the first music that I loved. And when I would watch videos of them, I'd be like, so I didn't think...
Queen,
I didn't...
Not.
It was like more... I mean, I like Queen also, but it was like the glam rock talaga. Skid Row, Warrant, ganyan.
Okay.
So then, yeah, I mean, I didn't have dreams. I mean, I didn't have a plan. Hindi ko naisip na pwedeng gawin yun talaga, for real. Pero pag pinapanood ko yung videos nila, parang grabe, saya-saya niyan. Yun lang, parang, ang saya naman yan. That's it. So it was like a daydream for me.
Alam mo, I recently found out lang na GNR pala was a manufactured band.
No.
I can't
Spice
remember
Girls,
who.
ganyan.
As in,
Hindi naman.
As in,
I don't believe it.
I think it was, I can't remember who. Basta some record label put them together.
No way.
I'll have to fact check myself on that.
Okay.
Pag nahanap ko, sabihan kita.
Oh.
Pero ang galing, hindi, pero ang galing.
Okay,
ang galing. Diba?
Okay.
Nag-work sila.
Okay lang din naman yun.
Grabe. Pero yung nakakatuwa nga, at least for those who see you more live, parang, I wanna say, when you were first with Hungry Young Poets and even Barbie's Cradle, parang there were hints of you really digging into shredding, into the guitar. But I think that, I saw that later na parang, holy shit, saan ang galing to? Hindi,
matagal na ako nakikinig ng ganun. Kaya lang, hindi ko, parang tingin ko hindi ko kayang gawin. Parang may mga attempts ako na gagawin ko, pero parang, hindi ka talaga kaya. Parang ganun. So, hindi ko siya in-explore until later on.
Kasi
parang mahilig ako doon.
feeling ko kasi, tama ba yung theory ko na there was at one point na nagkulong ka na lang sa bahay. Tapos talagang nag-practice ka mag-shred. Kasi sometimes I see your posts on Instagram or Facebook na when you just geek out on your pedal. So alam kong...
I still do it. I did it the other day.
Okay. But tama ba yung theory ko na may one point na talagang nagkulong ka lang sa kwarto at
Okay, honestly, hindi kasi ako masyadong deliberate na tao. So, I mean, in that sense na parang meron akong plan, tapos may goal. Hindi ako ganun. Parang, yun nga, I've always loved like Slash nga, and like Paul Gilbert's like my favorite. Like, you know, Mr. Big. But I used to listen to them and I think it's impossible. Like what they're doing. I feel like, I mean, I would get my guitar and then play my acoustic guitar and play my chords. It's like, I feel like none of that is accessible to me, you know? Parang, so, wala lang. Kikinig na lang ako, galing-galing nila. Parang, you know, hindi ako marunong mag-lead, hindi ako marunong, kasi parang hirap, parang ganun. Tapos, actually, sa mga 2000s na yon, nung lumabas si John Mayer, tapos meron siyang cover ng Lenny. No. By Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's
SRV fan siya?
SRV.
Nagpatatak na siya, diba?
But then he has this cover of Lenny, which is like this, yun yung slow song ni SRV. Tapos sabi ko, parang ang ganda ng ginawa niya. Sabi ko, parang I feel like that song is like slow enough. Sabi ko, baka try ko lang. So yun lang, parang, so trinay ko lang na kaya ko bang tugtugin ng ganyan. So yun lang, trinay ko lang. So mamaya sabi, yung brother ko, tinawag ko, look, I can do it. Parang, pwede pala, I can do it pala. Parang, so yun lang, parang so slow lang yung approach na yun na, okay, so what I'm gonna do now is like slow down everything. Like if there's a piece I want, like I want to learn, I'll just, slow it down. Kung 150 BPM, masisimulan ko siya sa 50 BPM. Pag nagawa ko siya, kaya ko na siya sa 50, tapos na 60, tapos yung rule ko sa sarili ko is like if I can play it 20 times or 10 times, basta ganun, 10 times, 20 times na walang mali. Si 60 ko na, gano'n.
Okay, ganda.
Tapos, 70,
that's a good practice method,
80. Yeah, so hindi siya, for me, hindi siya talagang goal na dahil may goal ako. Pero parang na-enjoy ko lang yung, yun nga, yung new possibilities na, uy, pwede ko pala gawin to. So, pinupush ko lang hanggang saan. Medyo mabot nga ako sa may isa akong inabot na wall. Na ngayon hindi ko na na-break.
What's the wall?
Nakikinig ako ng The Guitar Trio, si Aldi Meola, Paco de Lucia, and John McLaughlin.
I know that album.
I love that album. It's one of my favorites. So I was like, listen, it's amazing. It's mind-blowing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna break this down. So then I got it again, like tried to slow it down. And then I was like, and then after like a few...
Mahirap pa hanapin dyan. Alam mo yung pang-pitch, yung slow down pero hindi nagpi-pitch shift?
Yeah. Meron na ngayon, marami na ngayon.
Dati hindi pa di ba?
Yeah. So then, ayun. So then I did that and I was like attempting to like cover it. Tapos mamaya sabi ko, hindi. Fan na lang ako nito. That's it. This was like 15, 20 years ago. I made that decision na magiging fan na ako nitong tatlong to. So hanggang ngayon, yun pa rin. Hindi ko pa rin natutugtog. Pero nakikinig ako.
Like, have you listened? Ang dami na magaling ngayon. Like, I guess most prolific recently would be like Cory Wong.
Yeah.
I think he made, what I like about Cory Wong
yung joints niya parang sobrang maluwag na no?
Ang gusto ko sa kanya, parang he made rhythm guitar popular.
Yeah.
You don't have to, diba? You don't have to, like, yung poste lang na in the pocket.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Diba? But at the same time, we have guys like si Tim Henson, diba? Polyphia. Parang, yung something God, ano yung title ng...
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I know that.
Grabe yun naman parang. And then he plays it, parang I saw this video of him like playing through it on an acoustic guitar lang na sobrang casual lang. Parang,
Yeah.
what the hell? Pero yun nga, ako parang I wanna say over the past 10 years ago, parang nung nakita ko yun na parang, shit, shredder na si Barbie. I mean, hindi naman shredder.
Ang dami ko pang nagpapanggap. Feeling ko nagpapanggap lang ako.
60% 60% speed shredder. But I guess for those who don't know, you are Barbie Almalbis Honasan of Hungry Young Poets, Barbie's Cradle, and now your solo career. But I guess, for those who don't know who you are, what's the quickest way to get to know you? Parang, what's the one intro? So like, if I understand this about you, parang, gets ko si Barbie.
About sa music?
In general, just you as a person.
Ba? Parang gano'n. Siguro pagiging singer-songwriter, like that.
And where did that really start? Because I don't think a lot of people will pick up their guitar on like grade school, high school, try to write songs, diba?
Yeah.
Parang what stuck? Why do you think it stuck?
Hindi, nakikita ko siya kasi growing up. Kasi yung family ko, yung mom ko nagsusulat ng church songs.
Okay.
Yeah,
which is why All I Need, when we first heard, All I Need is a worship song. In essence, diba?
I've written like worship songs through the years. Yeah, so I would see my mom in this like a closet, like room. She would be there kasi parang role niya yun. May choir sila family namin, lola ko, lolo ko, tapos my mom. And then, I would see her every week. She would have to write the responsorial psalm on the Sunday.
She would make the melody.
She has to make the melody of like the response, and then she would go up in the church, the podium, and then sing the psalms, and then the response she'd teach it to the
it wasn't
congregation, and they would sing. Yeah, so every week I'd see her, go into the room, and then like with her guitar, and then with her little like recorder, she would like, be making melodies there. So I when you see that, you wouldn't think songwriting is something hard to do or foreign, or it's like, my mom does it every day. So it's like, I feel like it's easy to do, and then my lolo also would do the same. He would write songs. Sa church lang sila talaga. I mean, sa church talaga sila nag-serve.
And then what made you like do the jump na parang, okay, or how did that happen for you?
No, so because of that, I mean, I'd always loved music. Well, since grade 5 when I learned guitar, wala na, everyday nag-guitar ako parang since then. Pero yun nga, since lahat sila may ibang job. Like, my mom has a different job, my lolo, music was kasi nasa Rojas City kami. So, nung time na yun, wala namang music industry doon. Walang
very
scene.
Select siguro. And I would say Manila-centric at the very least.
Oh, yeah. Wala talaga nung time na yun. So, syempre walang internet, diba? So, kung ano yung nakikita mo, yun lang nakikita mo. So, hindi ko naisip na ang music pwede maging, job. Nakikita ko lang na ginagawa siya sa bahay. Parang ginagawa siya also to serve in church. So yun, yung reason why I played guitar every day was because I liked it. I wasn't thinking it was gonna be anything. So, and so then when I was about to go to college, like you, moved here, I didn't even think of like going to conservatory or anything. It's like, because when you grow up, you have to have a real job, right?
It's an automatic for your parents na, okay, get a stable job, get a good course so you can get a stable job.
Yeah, not just for them. Even for me, I thought that, everybody's future looked the same. Like, you have to be in an office. But I would really secretly like be afraid of growing up because I was like, one day I'll be in an office.
And you can play guitar.
And then I'd be like, I don't know, parang nabobore kasi ako even sitting in class. Like, basta ganon, like, I don't know if it's my personality or something, but it's challenging for me to just sit down and like listen to my teacher. Parang ganon. So, I would write songs in class. So, kaya naisip ko parang, grabe, sobrang boring siguro nun. Pag nag-grow up na ako.
So, natatakot ka, even just the thought of it then.
Of just sitting in front, I mean, I know people
do it. I mean, there are people, it's not for you.
Yeah, but for me lang, it was just, I couldn't imagine it. So, but then, anyway, it was just that. So then, going to college, I had to choose a job. And of course, I didn't know what to be. So I chose business management because it's broad.
You can get into almost anything, diba?
Yun lang yun. And So parang accidentally lang din nangyari yung jump. Hindi ko siya nga plinano. Parang nagsusulat ako ng songs sa class. Tapos yung katabi ko napansin niya. Tapos si Ran Golamco, si Raymond, yun nga, seatmate ko. Yan, tapos sabi niya, yun nga, may guitar player siya, meron siyang kilala. Yan, siya na nag-introduce sa akin kay Ricky.
Okay.
Kaya nabuo yung Hungry Young Poets. But before that, meron akong band din sa school. Meron din akong band sa Rojas.
What was the name of your band in school?
Oh, Green Tea. Green Tea. Yeah, we just did one gig. We did the Battle of the Bands in school.
Nanalo ba kayo?
We did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Minsan yung, alam mo yung ganong, yung early successes ng ganon, yes, kaya,
like,
pwede siyang, pwede siyang gawin.
Yeah.
I'm curious though, kasi I also come from the province. I find na most people who don't grow up in Manila have this provinciano, quote-unquote, energy where, you get what, parang it's sometimes when I first got here, I felt like I had to prove myself-ish just because everyone is Manila, but I came from Davao,
Yeah.
diba? So I felt na okay, this is like a big fish na parang alam mo yun,
You're in a big pond.
diba? Big pond na dapat. So
Yeah.
parang did you find yourself doing or feeling any sort of that?
Oh, definitely. But it wasn't more in the band scene, but in school. It's like, because before I started in the band, my first like culture shock was school, like college, right? So yeah, I definitely, parang,
Tapos kailan lang siya nawala for you? Kasi sa akin, I wanna say nawala. Some parts of it meron pa rin paunti-unti. But I would say, maybe 4 or 5 years after college na totally nawala yan. Parang okay, I don't know. That's for me. Meron pa rin
Hindi ko alam
konti.
Hindi ko naisip na. Hindi ko
mo
alam.
nawala, hindi mo parang nawala na lang siya naturally.
I think siguro kasi yun nga nung nagband ako parang mas nag-transition yung life ko doon. Parang mas I was spending more time there
And
in
you
that
were
than so and that wasn't the thing. I guess like a lot of people in the band scene are also from the province, right? Like
sa bagay.
so parang walang ganun na oy galing ka sa province. Parang walang ganung feeling na ganun
It
sa
was just, hey, can you play? Masaya ka bang kasama?
ganun lang. Sa school, medyo may ganun, di ba? Para sa band scene, walang ganun. So, kaya siguro dun lang ako nag-feel at home.
And would you say like there were experiences aside from winning that battle of the band with green tea
Green tea, yeah.
that really shaped like your
No,
early
the way we even so it was me, my friend Zara. We were both singing in that band. We were like, let's think of a name. Okay, think of a parang ganun lang. Think of a color. Green.
Okay, think of a thing.
Think
Tea.
of a thing. Tea.
Grabe.
That's it.
Tapos this I was say early mid-90s?
Yeah,
Ang ganun.
95.
Wala pang green tea.
Wala pa. Green tea wasn't a thing. We never heard that there was green tea. So we thought but of course, I'm sure it was in our subconscious. I'm sure baka may movie kami na napanood or news or something na narinig na namin yung term na yon. But it wasn't a thing. It wasn't like, when we said it, we didn't picture like matcha or something. No, it was just a name we came up with. We thought.
Alright. Sige. Would you say na there were specific, I'm curious naman, were there specific experiences that really shaped your, that shaped you and your music, I guess your music journey early on? Do you remember any specific, was it being signed or ano?
Oh, being signed. Well, okay. So, siguro back to Rojas City. Okay, so it was me, and then I have my older brother, and then I have maybe 7 cousins who are all boys.
Okay. So you're the only girl.
I'm the only girl in our whole group. So I would try to hang out with them all the time. And then it's like when we were kids, I used to get I want to be with them, yeah, right? So
I mean, ganoon naman ata talaga. Parang as a kid na you're very impressionable.
May mga scene ako na mababay sila kasi boys sila, nasa likod sila ng pick-up. Tapos hindi ako pwede kasi girl ako. Tapos iniwan, mas hahawal ako, sasama ako. Alam mo yun, may mga ganong scene na yun nga, iba pa. It was the 80s, right? So, iba pa yung world. Iba pa yung mindset, ganyan. Pero, ayun lang, parang, so, yeah. So, but then, yun nga, as they were, kasi 11 ako nag-start mag-guitar. So yun, nung naging adolescents na sila, yun nga, marami na silang lakad na sila lang, hindi ako pwede, gano'n. So yun, so mag-isa ako sa bahay, So, kaya nung na-discover ko yung guitar, yun, parang
It filled that hole.
Yeah, every day, I would play. And yeah, parang yun na yung entertainment ko kasi wala pang MTV nun, wala nga kaming, kasi we live in, walang cable. Wala, hindi umabot sa bahay namin yung TV, yung channel.
Yung signal ng...
Yung signal. Okay. Hindi ako lumaki sa
Good thing na lang.
sa any like TV kasi nga, sa lola ko meron. So whenever I visit my lola, we would watch like MacGyver and things like that. Pero sa bahay namin wala. Pati radio.
So buti na lang hindi umabot yung signal ng TV.
So whatever music my mom had or whatever, syempre may mga naman, may mga movies, like we would rent movies. Ganun lang. Pero like alam mo yung everyday, talagang parang wala ka talagang gagawin. Pag summer kunwari or after school, wala kang gagawin. So yun, guitar. That's all I did every single day.
It's very interesting kasi I had a similar experience nga in high school where I first learned to pick up the bass. Na talagang na parang okay, pag naubos mo na yung, kunwari, wala ka ng baon. Yeah. Wala ka ng baon, hindi ka makalabas. Anong gagawin mo? Sige, practice na lang. Di ba? Pa-practice ka na lang, learn a song.
Masaya. Masaya naman siya talaga eh.
I mean, if you like what you're doing, and if you're into it talaga, hindi siya, you can fill up the time eh, di ba?
Yeah.
What was the longest, like, learning guitar session you remember having as a kid? Na yung kinakatok ka na ng nanay mo nakakain ng ganun?
Hindi ko na binibilang pero parang...
A day at least, a whole afternoon.
Oh yeah, definitely a whole afternoon. Like, parang normal yun sa akin na na if I'm learning a song or something. Yeah.
Tapos tape pa na, yun.
Wala nga akong na parang, sige manonood mo na ako movie. Parang wala eh.
It was just, okay, may guitar dyan, just do that.
Oo, ganun.
Is there anything you're learning now on the guitar?
Is there?
May pinapahinga ka ba na gusto mong aralin ngayon? Kasi that's what I notice with people who are obsessed. I see, parang you're always learning something, whether it's on your...
Well, the last couple years, si Julian Lodge, he's like a jazz guitarist. Yeah.
L-A-G-E?
L-A-G-E.
Papakinggan ko yan. Sige,
Saya.
curious ako.
Masaya. Ganun din, may mga songs siya na ang hihirap, may mga songs siya na medyo mabagal-bagal na pwede mapagalan.
Yun yung fan ka na lang muna or kaya ka bang aralin
may mga ibang songs siya na inaaral ko. Ganun.
Pero yung...
For fun, yeah.
For
It's
fun
fun
lang.
kasi. Ang ganda eh. So gusto mong subukan, gusto mong gawin.
Tapos, I'm curious, naman, parang, I guess, I've seen your band evolve from Richie Ramos to Karel to whoever. Parang I think the one with Jonard, Nico, Karel. Para sa akin yun yung holy parang parang if you're a music fan, parang shit, ang galing nito ah. How does, medyo madaya kasi these are world-class musicians.
Parang may cheat code
may cheat code eh. Pero
saka, silang dalawa, Nico and Karel are both musical directors.
Oh, diba? And then they even have Yosha, diba?
Yeah, tama.
Tapos, but I mean, how is that experience? Especially working with these two, I would say, musical giants.
I would say mas magaling yung mga kabanda ko sa akin and I like it that way. And marami ako.
You hold your own.
No. Karel just teaches me tricks. It's like, you can do this. This one is easy, but it's gonna sound complicated. I'm always like, Karel, teach me something. Come on, can you make something here that will sound like cool, but it's easy for me, okay? Because he knows my level. So then he'd make something,
simple
like,
enough.
Kaya mo to, ganyan. He would push me. It's cool like that.
But for when you're arranging and songs for live with those two?
I rely on my band talaga for arrangement. Parang, parang gift din siya. Iba yung songwriting, iba yung producing, iba yung arranging. And ako matagal ko nang na-recognize na, yun nga, I'm happy na yung mga kabanda ko. I also see Charles Bautista is also our bass player now.
Bassist, diba?
Yeah. So producer
for
din siya. Yeah. So, yun. So I rely on my bandmates for for arranging and everything. That's why I always, even if I'm a solo artist, like that's my pero
Hindi,
banda pa rin yung
kayo
move namin.
Banda pa rin kayo. I guess I felt that, or at least as a listener, pinaka naramdaman kayo sa Barbie's Cradle.
Oh yeah, for
Grabe.
sure.
As in, I would feel, Romel, All I Need was one of the first songs I learned on bass.
Oh, yeah.
Yung sobrang...
Yeah.
Grabe yung bass line na yan. How is that different naman? Like, working as a unit on Barbie's Cradle and like, having to do the solo stuff for you?
No, I mean, ganun pa nga rin.
Ganun pa rin.
It's still a band. Yeah, except for itong recent album nga, kasi kami naman ni Nick yung gumawa. So, parang si Nick was like, my band. You know,
I haven't had the pleasure to see you live with that repertoire.
We had to parang jam it with my band para ma-translate namin siya sa live naman kung paano namin. Kasi nga sa studio yun syempre lahat ginawa, di ba?
Iba yung mindset naman, mo sa studio.
Kung paano namin siya gagawin. So
I'm curious with that whole experience so far, parang are there core beliefs that have formed with music in particular, working in that kind of environment?
What could you explain?
I mean, like, kunwari,
be more specific?
Siguro parang how has your approach to music changed siguro with that kind of experience na parang you're working with a person like Nick one day and then another day you'd be working with Karel, Charles, Nico, and then even before when you're working with Franklin.
Well, yeah, I mean, sobrang blessing sa akin yun na dami kong natutunan din sa mga bandmates ko. Yeah. Tsaka, ayun nga, yung recognize mo din nga na kung iba-iba yung gifting ng bawat tao. So, yeah. So, may space, di ba, for everybody to really shine and ano pa ba? Siguro isa sa mga natutunan ko this time around with this album, parang naalala ko sa songwriting naman kasi yun nga, I started writing songs when I was 14, right?
Okay.
And then parang so much, I mean, I've written a lot of songs through the years, but then I found that songwriting wasn't a skill that like as you get older, then you get better at it. Parang I feel like parang hindi siya ganun. Parang sometimes I feel like, I mean, sometimes like some of the best songs people wrote when in their teens. You know what I'm saying?
I guess it's
like
a different experience. You were at that point in your life, diba?
Iba siya parang what makes a good song ba? Parang it's like so hard to pin it down, right? So it's not like guitar playing, like you can say you're better now than you were. No, because it's a physical thing. Like, you know, like physically I couldn't do it before, but over the years now I can. Songwriting, parang hindi siya ganun ka. Siguro magaling ka na mag-rhyme, magaling ka na sa mga form, pero yung to make a song that suddenly means surprises you. May pinag-usapan nga kami ni my husband, si Martin, about it, yung the beginner's mind. There's something about it, like that's like, there's an innocence about a beginner na that you can lose as you become a professional. You do so you know, something cool about being a beginner. So yun, sa songwriting, parang nag-apply yun, na parang...
For you. Okay.
For me. Parang paano ba ako babalik dun sa innocence of, na hindi siya masyadong pilit, hindi siya masyadong pinag-isipan, parang ganun.
Although, I find naman that there are artists who can do the opposite. Like, ako, favorite artist all time, John Mayer. Diba? Parang his latest release is like a masterclass in songwriting.
Oh, okay.
Para sa akin. I mean...
So, kung compare mo siya sa Neon or sa...
Diba? I mean,
no
maganda
such
pa rin
thing.
naman. Maganda pa rin.
Pero you would say better songwriter yung bago?
Better songwriter siya
okay.
now.
Wow.
Especially yung after the Emoji of a Wave album, yung may New Light, yung may Ride, ano yun? No, Ride, anyway, basta the last album.
I should check it out. I haven't really...
I would call it mature songwriting.
Wow.
Parang ganun yung dating sa akin. Kasi Continuum was, this is me blues, Unleash the Blues. Which I think is still his best album. But I mean, I also see it rin na there is some magic nga in the first few songs, first few albums talaga, di ba?
Pero may simplicity din siya. Siguro na binabalikan na, kung baga kahit hanggang ngayon, kahit na yun nga, masterclass na siya, pero meron kasi siyang innocence na kaya niyang Anyway, yeah. What I was gonna say then, connected to that was like, ngayon with this album, parang feeling ko naalala ko bigla.
Na
What made that work? Parang, kasi over time nga, inisip ko, parang wala akong masulat or parang gagawa ko ng kwento, parang fiction or something. Paano nga ba gumawa ng kanta? Parang gano'n, alam mo yan, minsan may years ka na gano'n para writer's block yung
or
dating.
Or even, alam mo yung, you're just relying on what works, what's safe in your head. So, kailangan
kasi
mong basagin.
alam mo na yung rules. So, kaya ko na gumawa ng kanta kasi alam ko na yung, parang kaya ko na siya i-workshop so, pero yun nga, but for me, hindi lang dun lahat, parang hindi nanggagaling talaga dun yung what makes a song good. I mean, at least to me, right? So anyway, so yun yung naalala ko this time around na ang dami ko palang emotions nung panahon na yun.
So that's where you drew from.
I remember now what kind of writer I was. Na if I'm feeling a lot of things, going through something, I don't have to invent anything. I just have to describe what I'm going through or what I'm thinking about. Tapos yun, kaya itong album na to, parang yun nga, once a week, parang isang upuan, like after like an hour or so, the song would be done. Because naisip ko, okay, ganito pala yun. I just have to, sometimes you have so much emotion, you just gotta process it that way, like write it in a song. So yeah.
I remember when I had just finished the album, minessage nga kita agad, grabe tong album ito. Ibang-iba siya. Tapos ayun nga, I think I felt it at least as a listener na parang this is I won't say an experiment but a release sort of.
Yeah.
Tama ba yung understanding
you can
ko
say
dun?
that, yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
What's working for you now? Like you've been at this for 20
almost 30 now.
almost 30 years na ba? Grabe.
Yeah.
Parang how's that? How have things changed? But I'm guessing not a lot of people will last 30, diba? There are bands na 1, 2 years, 5 years lang. What do you think?
Baka they're happy to do something else. It's just that I just like.
You really just like doing this.
I like doing this. Like when the pandemic hit and I thought the whole world was uncertain, right?
You made a bedroom album, diba? Tama ba?
Yeah, I did.
But
before it became an album, it was because like every day I would be in my room with my guitar and I'd be like, wow, at least I still have this. It's like the world stops and I can't go out and there are no gigs, but at least I can sing to myself in my room.
You can play.
I can play and just sing in my room. And so that's why I'm saying that I think I'm still, praise God that I'm still here and it can still be a job and everything. But it's also because I still really like doing it. And I don't think I'll ever get tired of doing music.
Now that you mention it, there's Hiromi Uehara.
Yeah.
You have the same joy when you perform as she does when she's performing. Because I got the pleasure to volunteer when she went here.
Yeah.
Tapos
Carol went to school with her, I think.
Diba? Sa Berkeley, diba?
Yeah, I think they were there at the same time.
Baliw na siya nun.
Yeah.
Grabe siya. Anyway, so si Hiromi, like, you would see tangible joy when she was performing. And I feel it wouldn't matter if there was no one there or like 1,000 people. She would give the same energy and performance to just playing.
Yeah, that literally like happened to us. Like I mean, like remember those days, like the OPM is dead era.
What? I have my own definition of that.
Okay. Of course, I don't believe that, but but that was the thing when people kept saying that.
There was an era. I want to say that was yun yung sobrang uso yung club scene. That was
maybe
2009, 2010 till around 2012, 2014.
I was talking to Nina Sandejas, a good friend of mine. She's like,
photographer, diba?
Photographer. We were talking about that time, and then she was like, man, parang it's like the land was so dry. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter what you plant, it won't grow. It's like, but anyway, we would play. Like gigs sometimes there'd be 5 people.
That would be Magnet Katipunan. That
or
would
like
be
Route 196.
Diba?
We were just like, hey, we want to play still. So let's organize something. We did prods with my friend Paul Paho. We did invite new bands and then and
wala manonood, okay lang. Waiter lang. Si Kuya Mads.
Yeah, but this was after like already. I've been doing this since '97, right? Then we'd have like you know,
This lull.
kapag ang dami na naming din experiences before that. But then, you know, like, kumbaga somewhere in the middle of your career, then that happens. But, you know, I would go home. I mean, of course, ayoko maulit yung time na kasi happy ako sa OPM na maraming support and everything. Pero may mga times na gano'n, kunwari, 5 people lang, 10 people lang. Tapos pag-uwi ko nun, tapos matutulog na ako, ang saya ko.
Okay lang yan eh.
Ang saya kasi
Fulfilled
nakatugtog ka. Parang ang saya-saya ng feeling na tumugtog ka. Yun
tapos,
lang.
I'm sure the opposite will also happen na, kunwari, you play for a crowd of 1,000, 2,000 people, tapos 2 songs ka lang, tapos bitin, di ba? Yung parang, gusto ko
challenging yun. Challenging yung 2 songs kasi pag nagkamali ka, walang bawi eh. Parang, kasi talagang it's live. So, it often happens that things, may mga mishaps talaga. Parang kung full set siya, parang,
okay, at least first 2 songs, baka hindi pa hindi pa sakto ba?
Babawi kami mamaya.
Diba? Sige, pagkarating ng ganitong kanta, okay na yan.
Masaya na yan. Pag mga 1-2 songs talaga, nakaka-stress. Kasi, wala yun lang eh. Warm up ka pa lang.
I don't think a lot of people know that, na as musicians, mabibitin ka or parang it takes a while for you to warm up, especially for I think the sweet spot is like a 7-8 song set. Diba? That's the sweet spot. Anything too long, baka dragging na sa crowd.
Maghahanap ka na ng way na hindi sila mabore.
Pero like, tapos 2-3 songs, bitin.
Bitin. Hi ka pa lang. Hi. Bye.
But for you, like, parang how do you find that balance of, I know you do a lot of your gigs, minsan probinsya na rin, diba? Parang, how is the crowd different? Like, between like a Metro Manila crowd and like for kumbaga a provincial crowd, because I'm guessing they're looking for the hits, diba?
Ano ba? Years ago I've reconciled this thing. Like
Sige,
before.
What's your theory? I want to hear your theory.
Kasi some people say, oh, when you do this or when you do that, sell out ka, ganyan. You know what I'm saying? Or you're like, so may extreme siya eh, yung pagiging sell out siguro. Or pag ito naman, sobra ka namang stubborn na artist na sarili mo lang sineserve mo. So yun lang, parang na-reconcile siya sa akin na, syempre yung music, thankful ako doon. It's something I love to do, I enjoy. Pero nakikita ko rin siya as a service. Parang,
I mean, you gotta pay the bills.
Yes, that too. But also, it's parang whatever gifts we have, it's not just, parang God didn't give it to us just for ourselves, but to share
with other
to
people.
make other people happy as well. So kunwari, di ba tayo, like, I mean, you're always like yourself. I mean, you're who you are, right? Pero siguro kung kausap mo, teacher mo, medyo iba yung
persona.
Iba slight. Siguro,
para mas mabait.
Mabait ka. Kausap mo barkada mo, ikaw pa rin yun, di ba? Kausap mo barkada mo. Iba naman mga words. Kung kausap mo yan, pero ikaw yun lahat. Pero di ba? Pero unconsciously mo ginagawa, pero you're mindful of the person you're talking to and you wanna serve and communicate. That properly, you know. So that's why I think about it that way. Parang iniisip ko kung saan man kami, province man or saan man tutugtog, iniisip mo lang ano kaya ang magpapasaya sa kanila.
What's the best way to connect with this audience?
To connect with them, mag-enjoy sila. Na at the same time, hindi naman din labag sa loob ko. Na parang wala nang gagawin na parang feeling ko makasalanan or something. Yun lang. So I adjust, you know, just like we always adjust. Depending on who you're talking to. Yeah, we adjust. Ito sila gusto lang nila sumayaw. Ito sila gusto nilang makinig at gusto nila ng songs na kuwari Deep Cuts album. Kunwari doon sa 25th anniversary. I was so happy because I know that the people who came, like, you know, had listened to the album. So I can play Deep Cuts and they would enjoy. But I wouldn't always do that like in a mall show because people wouldn't get it.
People, anong kanta to?
They never heard it. And it's okay. I can do maybe 1 or 2 songs of those, but I can't do a full... Yeah, I would inject a little bit. But of course, I want them to enjoy. So... Yun lang. So, paiba-iba siya.
If you wanna hear that set, kaka-upload lang.
You have to find the right set. If you, yeah. But yeah, it's not perfect, but at least that's how I reconciled it. And yeah, think about it as service as well. You gotta...
For those who haven't seen it yet, at least it's on YouTube. In-upload na natin
Yeah.
So I think, na-upload na ba yung 3 set?
Yeah. Sinurprise mo ako, in-upload mo na.
Sorry. Napaalam naman ako kay Tommy. So okay lang naman. Anyway, we'll be uploading.
I-share natin yun.
Pero grabe, as in, I think for music fans, to just see that spectrum of your music career so far, diba? Na from your solo set to Hungry Young Poets to Barbie's Cradle, parang that just shows the range of what a music career can look like. And a testament to you. So, as a fan, sobrang,
Thank
buti
you.
na lang
No,
ginawa niyo yan.
thank you so much din for capturing it. That
Gawa lang ng
meron
gawa.
tayong
I mean,
video.
happy kami. Ako, as a fan, tapos mo-confirm ko lang, yun, ganun niya tinugtog yung All I Need. Diba?
Kung tama yung pagsimpra ko.
Tama yung pagkapako. Diba? Parang ganun. So, nakakatuwa na makita yun. For you, like, I guess you've had a career that most people would only envy. Parang, what's next? Or parang, what are you thinking about now? Is it gawa, parang just day by day, do it, ganun lang?
Like I said kanina,
Hindi ka intentional.
wala akong plano. I mean, I admire people who are like that. I'm feeling ko dami nilang na-achieve na goals kasi may goals sila. ako never ako
Hindi, may goal ka pa naman. Yung what was that? Yung trio na
Oo nga,
album?
hindi wala pa yung secret pa.
Sige, hindi pa yan.
Parang hindi pa ka nangyayari kasi hindi siya talaga goal.
Sige,
It's like
an idea.
It's like, tara, gawa tayo. Sige, gawa tayo. Yun lang, parang hanggang more of just like, I just like to continuously be, doing something fun and new with music. Yun lang. And, yeah. Even, I'm happy nga, even si Martin, my husband, will be like, parang, imagine niya na kahit kahit na grandparents na kami, alam mo, nagma-music pa rin ako.
You're one of the few people I would say na parang 70, 80 years old. Feel ko tumutugtog pa rin yun. I mean, might be a different form of music.
Yeah.
Pero feeling ko parang tumutugtog ka pa rin. Tapos may makikita na lang ako IG live. Kung may Instagram pa nun na, ito may bago akong pedal. Diba?
Yeah. And sometimes nga when people ask me, ganun, may bucket list ka ba? Or meron ka bang goal? Yun nga, meron ka bang gusto ma-achieve sa career mo? Parang, pag tingnan ko talaga, parang syempre gusto mo maging successful sa ginagawa mo, di ba? Pero yung isa sa mga pinaka-motivation ko kung bakit is dahil gusto kong tumugtog. Yun, parang, kumbaga,
Same
parang,
kayo ni Monty of Mayonnaise.
yeah,
Na
parang why do I hope what di ba syempre, you pray and you work hard that, that whatever you plant will grow nga, di ba? So, I hope that this album or this new song or this gig would be successful. Because I hope I can do it again. I hope.
It's sort of a drug in that sense, no? Na parang
Healthy naman.
Healthy drug, good drug na parang
It's its own reward. It's its own reward. Parang I hope I can get to do it, more.
Yeah, with the recent John Noy show we did nga na we were able to put a show, a 2-day show at the Metropolitan Theater for him. Yun naman yung sa akin naman, I want to do this again.
Yeah,
I want to
exactly.
do this again. I mean,
and that's what's like, God willing, right? That's what's gonna keep you going and going.
Just
Because
kasi even if you I think this comes out around the time that we're doing the Minsan Festival.
yeah.
So even that, parang I want to do this. I want to keep doing this. I want to just keep making experiences for other people na nakakatuwa. And I think if more people thought like that, parang you're not thinking of an end goal na parang stop, no. Parang I just keep on doing it. I'm keeping on learning, keeping on getting better. Ganun, diba?
It's a blessing actually. It is a huge blessing that we can get to do what we love. And
I don't think that this would have been a career like me in high school, grade school. But I wouldn't think na, making gigs, making concerts, doing content for musicians.
Yeah.
I don't.
Kasi wala kang nakitang may gumagawa nun, ahead of you at that time where you were.
At what point were you comfortable na career na to?
I never had that conversation with myself.
Never. Talaga? Parang hindi siya umabot sa point naman. Okay, aasahan ko na to. Or parang it just was.
Wala kasi tumatalon lang ako eh. Tumatalon ako parang, ang saya nito, maaasahan ko. Hindi ko inisip maaasahan ko ba to? Hindi ko inisip yun.
I mean,
gusto ko lang siyang gawin.
I guess that's a good approach rin. Kasi I also find, Josh, diba? Josh Villena.
Yeah.
You also have like the similar approach wherein I find na he approaches music as if he wasn't the vocalist of Autotellic. You get what
I'm funny about that band name, autotellic. That's what it is. It means auto, it's self, tapos parang tellic. Parang, it actually means it's its own reward. That's what it means.
Ganun ba
The
yun?
thing that we've been talking about since kanina
is autotellic.
is autotellic. That's the word for it.
Talaga?
What we're
Confirm
doing.
ko nga sa kanila.
It is, yeah. What we're doing is its own reward. That's why we hope to keep doing it for our whole lives, God willing, right?
How do you find, like, for those who haven't found their autotellic, quote unquote,
it can be many things.
how do you, what do you, or what are things that made you know for certain that music was your thing?
Yeah, I didn't have to think about it.
Wala
like I said, it was just always there. It was just a thing I wanted to do.
It was
every
just
day.
around. It was
Every
never
day.
a foreign thing, kumbaga.
Oo, parang, yeah, it was just something that I enjoy doing every day.
Yan.
That's it.
Swerte. I mean, yes.
Yeah, I'm. Pero you know, it can be. I mean, sometimes some people feel pressured that they have to find the thing that's like music, but it can be different for any people. I mean, like I know, I have dear, close friends who love, for example, homemaking, and then
You find that.
that's it. Like it's really finding your own.
Or even like
Yeah.
Jason Mraz. And I don't know if you know this anecdote, but Jason Mraz started learning guitar in his 20s na. Diba? Or even
Yeah.
like Colonel Sanders started KFC when he was 60 years
Oh,
old.
pwede
Diba?
pa, oo.
So,
Pero
Ano?
parang, although it is a good, I like to pursue this conversation.
Go lang.
I read this book called Every Good Endeavor by a writer and preacher, Tim Keller. And he was talking about how, okay, kasi sa natin
Go lang,
yan edit nyo na ako.
okay lang. Hindi ako sobrang tamad ko na hindi ko na ine-edit to.
Yeah. Yeah, talaga.
I mean, mas okay lang. Natural yung conversation. Anyway, so,
Yeah,
every
so,
good intention? Endeavor. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, so, he was saying, kasi post-war, yung parents natin, di ba? Ano sila pinanganak sila post-World War II, right? So, iba pa yung mundo. Parang just to have a job is a privilege, is a blessing,
because
right?
they grew
Post-war.
up in a time of scarcity.
Yeah,
diba?
right. So kaya maintindihan natin sila kung bakit tingin nila the only way to go is to be a doctor, a lawyer,
Kumbaga, a
and
safe route.
engineer.
Quote,
Yeah,
unquote, safe
yeah.
route.
Those were the only acceptable, real, jobs. Kaya nga, or business, parang ganun lang, di ba? Parang walang nagdi-dream na, sige, maging artist ka, sige, maging producer ka. Ganun parang yun. So, yun yung time nila. Pero, but then, yun nga, if you can imagine a world where, so, pag inisip mo, sometimes, like, for example, I love, hindi to specific like bashing any I love my brother's a lawyer, my brother's an engineer, parang I love lawyers, doctors, all these things, but if everybody who wasn't like meant to be those things
Could do their own thing.
would do those because they think that that's the only route to life, right? Thoughts ko lang to, hindi ako super nagpe-preach or anything. Parang natuwa lang ako sa sinabi niya na ayun nga, parang you would find like, for example, doctors, okay, whose passion is money rather than healing or yun nga, helping people or health. Their passion is not really health. It's just
their
it's just
sustenance.
because health. They're passionate about people's physical well-being. Pero may iba doon kasi nag-doctor nga kasi parang, it's the safest route. So then, ayun, so their passion is money, and the healing and the health is just parang something that happens along the way. And then you'd also find, for example, lawyer. Sinabi ko lang examples ito kasi syempre sila kayo mga nasa taas.
Classic examples.
Yeah. Merong makahanap kang sa world ng lawyer na ang passion nila ay hindi talaga justice, kundi money. Kasi malaki kitain mo dyan pero yun. So then the justice just, I guess, occasionally happens along the way. Right? So but sabi niya, but imagine a world where the people who just, are so passionate about justice, sila yung lawyer. People who are so passionate about health, sila yung doctor. Parang just imagine a world.
Na parang you could actually
I mean, imagine,
you're placed where you're meant to be.
yeah, it's very idealistic and sa generation na nga natin naiisip to kasi nga sa post-war generation.
It wasn't an
hindi
option
nila
But
but for me, parang ako yun yung faith ko na bawat tao meron siyang, it can be a lot of things. You might discover it later. It might be for a season in your life. But I think sobrang blessing pag, yun nga, pag mahanap mo yung saan ano talaga yung thing na important sa'yo tapos magawa mo rin siya, you can use it to serve others. So, yun lang.
Okay lang.
I hope
Kasi,
that's okay
just to add to
to
that,
share.
kasi yung I sometimes have conversations with a lot of, with especially kids,
Yeah.
na parang trying to figure that out. The question I ask them, which usually helps, is
Yeah.
parang, pag naubos mo na lahat ng YouTube, lahat ng Netflix,
Yeah.
parang nalaro mo na lahat ng video game sa mundo, what do you find yourself learning about? What do you find yourself gravitating towards? Pag nag-brown out,
Yeah.
walang internet, anong ginagawa mo? Diba? So what do you find yourself constantly learning about? And what I find is the things that you naturally gravitate towards is usually a good start to figuring out what your passions are. So for me,
Interest, yeah.
so for me it was always like music technology, music marketing. It was always video production. It was all
Yeah.
of these things.
Yeah, that you're doing now. Yeah.
And that's why I think things that are natural, that are easy for you to do,
Yeah.
become easier as a career. So for you, it was music wasn't a foreign thing. It was just your mom was singing, was making responsorial some melodies, diba? And it was parang okay, so that's her job. That's part of her job. Okay lang. For me, it was always I hung around like Route 196. I would see yung si Kuya Mads na parang paano magmi-mix, yung mga ganun. And
Yeah.
I would hang around before people like Richie, diba? Of Teamwork, so produces a lot of the Jack Daniels stuff, diba?
Yeah.
And it didn't feel like mahirap to, and parang
Yeah.
okay naman, parang natural lang.
Yeah.
So eventually, when you do those things, and you're constantly, I guess, the key thing I would say is you're constantly learning and exposing yourself to these kinds of things.
Yeah.
It makes it doesn't seem like ang hirap nito eh. It doesn't seem like a leap of faith.
It's like you have to crack something.
It's
you just little by little
little by little lang na magaganon, na madali na lang siya.
Yeah.
I guess for a struggling creative, or at least anyone who wants to get more involved for anything, I think most people will think dapat musician lang ako, 'di ba? Parang there's too many careers in music, 'di ba?
Totoo.
What would you say is a learning that you got through the years that would be applicable to everyone if they applied it in their life?
Hindi ko alam. Ano ba? Well, maganda yung sinabi mo now na yun nga, ang pagiging musician, ang daming avenues. Hindi kailangan magbanda ka. I mean, pwede, gusto mo. Pwede ka rin maging teacher. Pwede ka rin gumawa ng, kuwari, sa writer ka, pwede kang gumawa ng jingles. Pwede kang, parang gano'n. There's many ways. There's many jobs that you can do if you're into music. I don't know.
Okay lang. But I guess me, what
Yeah.
I got from just this whole conversation is you don't have to take yourself too seriously. Na parang
Yeah.
you can just find what you do that you enjoy.
Yeah.
For you, that's really just playing guitar, performing.
Yeah.
Diba? And just stick to it. And I think being a little strategic about it, you'll eventually land on your feet. And hopefully, kumbaga, make
Yeah.
that part of your career.
Yeah, I mean, sa pagiging kasi creative, 'di ba, yung meaning meron kang ginagawa, meron kang something new na i-create mo, 'di ba? Parang endless yung mo, tries. Parang it's like if you have tokens in
It's a arcade.
in an arcade, right? It's like, I mean, what are your chances of winning, right? but if you're a
Keep on doing
creative,
it.
it's like you have unlimited tokens, right? It's like, hey, that last song didn't work. I'm gonna make
Okay,
another
another
one.
one.
I'm gonna make
Another
another
one, and another
Yeah, I
one.
mean, you can have endless chances if you don't give up. At the same time, yun din, yung expectations din, parang I think isa siguro sa mga nakatulong din. yun nga, pag hindi ko siya iniisip na means to an end siya. Hindi ko iniisip kasi kung gumawa ko ng Hungry and Poets or whatever the songs there. Hindi ko iniisip na itong kanta na to.
Kailangan maging hit.
Ito yung parang hindi, whatever. Parang hindi ko siya tinitreat ng ganun. Parang, kasi autotellic nga siya. Parang, ay, saya, nakagawa ko ng song. So, somehow, na-manage mo yung expectation mo pag, itong song na to, hindi masyado nag-connect. Pero happy ako dyan. Pero, okay lang. Parang, gawa ulit. Parang ganun. So, hindi ka rin madi-discourage. Kasi wala kang nilagay na expectation dun sa... Pero again, balance out naman.
Balance that out.
Na hindi naman din na parang... Kasi minsan, sa sobrang jaded mo na, parang dumating na ako sa ganung point na, okay lang. It's up like a prayer to God. Like, okay lang God, kahit walang may gusto sa ano na to. Sa gagawin ko, basta happy ako. And then Martin was the one who told me. And sabi niya, may nakita ka na bang farmer na nagplant? Tapos sinabi niya, okay lang God, kahit hindi tumubuto mga plant ko. Sabi niya, hindi rin. So
you have to wish for your own success.
Yeah,
diba?
So faith din yon. So parang may balance siya na I'm not like really putting my trust in what things I make. Pero I'm trusting God that He will somehow make it work, diba? He will I'm gonna be faithful, writing songs, practicing, and I pray that...
You do the work
and
allows
I pray that He would, put it at the right place, right time, reach the right ears, bless the right people. Yun lang. So, balance siya ng faith. At the same time, may may konting headroom ba tawag doon?
Okay lang. Yung there's something you mentioned about just expectations. I saw, Uber fanboy ni John Mayer. I don't know if you saw this clip online where he talks about he's met like people na like multiple platinum Grammy winners but who are so unhappy. But then there are other people na parang 1,000 plays lang, sobrang natuwa naman sila. I think it's just setting yourself for your contentment and your expectations will determine your happiness rin overall.
I mean, that really is, it makes so much sense.
Diba? Kasi if you put parang this has to play a
Erase
million
and you know why then? It's because like the world around us is so like the standards, people are so fickle. Like, back then, like in the 90s, what did people want to be? We wanted to be cool and we wanted to change the world, right? and then in like 2000s, like when sila Mark Zuckerberg and then all these people, now everybody wants to be a billionaire or a millionaire.
Tapos ngayon,
suddenly,
everyone wants to be an influencer, diba?
Yeah, it's like yung goals ng world, kung susunod-sunod ka lang sa like whatever's like nakikita mo ganon, paiba-iba. So then it's yun nga minsan unrealistic yung parang magiging masaya lang ako pag billionaire na ako. Pag wala ka pa doon, so magiging malungkot ka. So yun it's good nga to have. It's not like realistic goals in a sense na nililiitan mo, but you really have to check kung ano ba kung ano ba talaga yung dreams mo nga. Kung baka nakita mo lang tapos pero hindi mo talaga totoong dream yun. Baka masyado ka lang tumitingin sa social media.
The other way I frame it is don't have metric goals but developmental goals.
That's a good point, yeah.
Let's say like one exercise I have some people do is you want to be a better musician, diba? That's the end goal.
Yeah.
So post one cover a week. Kasi by the end of the year, you'll have 54 covers na magaling ka na.
Yeah.
But are you thinking the
smaller
goal,
wins,
smaller wins siya. But if you do that consistently and you post once a week, I'm sure you'll be able to gain
lots of
a
tokens.
following.
So you have 54
diba?
tokens.
You have 54 tokens, diba? Paunti-unti, ulit-ulitin mo lang yun.
Yeah.
The more you do that, you will eventually figure out that, hey, these are the chord changes I like, the melodies I like. That will all add to your personal voice.
Yeah.
And then you will have a small following that I know, every Wednesday may upload na cover si Barbie. Aabangan ko yun. Diba? So, setting yourself up for these things as opposed to saying na parang, I should have one cover that will have 1 million plays. No, that's not the goal.
Yeah.
The goal, what was the
Kasi
end goal?
wala kang control nga doon. Hindi mo control sila eh. Control mo yung ikaw.
So hearing that, I think set goals that you have actual control over. You have control over being a better musician. You have a goal over being a better songwriter.
Yeah,
You don't have you have some control over how many plays that might get, diba? If
You only have that control if you're gonna listen to it yourself.
Diba? Exactly. You just have one play.
1,000 times.
May 1,000 plays ka, pero ikaw lang nakinig. Pero I guess yun nga, setting up developmental goals versus metric-based
I
goals.
love that, yeah.
Will parang okay, if my goal is if I want to get better as a musician, then I set how do I chop that up? Diba? So,
Yeah.
that's what I tell a lot of people na,
Yeah.
okay, just do that. Don't be pressure. I don't care about the viral hit. Because
Yeah.
I care
I mean,
about the library
it will
of
be
work.
fun, but then yun nga, hindi mo siya dapat na nandun yung mind mo.
Oh, you're okay. After the viral hit, what's the next? So that's the viral hit. I'll make something better. I'll push another token.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like the way you put it. Na parang, okay,
Yeah.
parang that's another life, di ba? Parang
Yeah.
ganun lang. Tuloy lang.
Yeah.
Alright.
See, isang ano yan narinig ko isang sa interview din, parang, yun nga, parang they're saying na it's about the work kasi. It's about the work. Parang, yeah, you have a calling, you have a gift, and that's our main job. Main job is to be faithful with it. Just do the work.
If you're lucky enough to be able to do that as long as possible, why not? Diba?
Yeah.
Sige, we have 2 closing traditions here in the podcast.
Oh.
Maliit lang, ano lang. So the first one is the last guest leaves a question for the next guest without knowing who it is.
Okay.
So this question comes from Steph Ollier, who is the CEO of Pure Culture, a skincare product, skincare brand. She asks simple lang, pagod ka na ba? I think I know the answer to this. Hindi. Tama ba ako? Hindi ka papagod?
No.
Yung simple lang yung
tanong niya, pagod ka ba?
Pagod ka na ba? Yun sinula.
Hindi ako pagod.
Hindi ka pagod. Marami ka pang gagawin. I think you have, you're going to Tokyo, di ba? In a few,
Yeah, a few
plus,
weeks, yeah.
I think we'll expect more.
Yeah.
So, hindi ka papagod, tama ba?
Hindi ako pagod.
And siguro for the next guest, without knowing who it is, maybe you could write a question.
Isusulat ko.
Ikaw bahala kung ano yung question na yan.
Okay.
Tapos pasign na lang.
Okay.
Nung nabasa ko to, tapos I knew na ikaw yung guest. Na hindi pa.
Alam mo yung sagot.
Alam ko na yung sagot. Sige. Ito na lang. If you, for you, I wanna hear your answer to this question.
Oh, me? Okay.
I'm curious now. What
You have to answer it too.
kasi
But I think we're
doing
madaya
it.
because we're already doing
We're
it.
already doing it. So the question is,
Yeah.
if you couldn't fail, what would you do? You'd still be doing music.
Yeah.
I think I'd still be doing this, helping out musicians,
Yeah.
producing shows.
But I hope this question helps people then find, just, put them in that mindset na isip na ano ba talaga yung pinaka gusto kong gawin.
There's a business version of this wherein if you were offered $1 billion or $10 billion, or what's the business?
You see, now everybody wants to be a billionaire, I told you.
Hindi, pero-
Back then, people would be happy with less. But now
Dati
it's-
millionaire lang.
Oo.
So the thought, the thought experiment goes, if you were offered, what would the business be, or what kind of business would you make if you got offered $10 billion and you would turn it down? So what would that business be? Diba? So parang, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So parang,
You love it so much.
You love it so much na parang $10 billion,
Yeah.
pass ako.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
It's like that, diba? So parang, for me, if you couldn't fail,
Yeah.
what's the thing you would do na parang hindi mapapakawalan talaga?
Yeah.
And I think you're lucky enough.
But the thing is, like, since we're like closing, right?
Ah,
For me, I really believe it. I really believe that, like, not just for myself, but I really, yun yung sasabi ko kanina, yung kay Tim Keller, medyo parang utopian siya. People will think na you're just like dreaming that, but I really believe that na we can find our calling and actually our purpose, our calling, and actually still thrive in this world na hindi na parang starving artist or something. May challenges and
meron talaga.
pero
Imposible.
pero I really believe, and for me connected siya sa faith ko. Kasi parang isa sa mga, I guess it's okay to end with this. Like isa sa mga favorite verses ko na sa Matthew 6:30. That whole like thing about like do not store up for yourself. No. Sorry. Nakalimutan ko yung ano.
Okay
Basta,
lang. Hindi
basta
ako
yung,
big
hindi
on-
pero alam mo to. Famous kasi ito eh. Responsorial psalm kasi ito eh. Yung ano, yung Matthew,
Baka nakanta ko na to.
nakanta mo na to sa Matthew 6, okay? Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness and all these things shall be added unto you. See, you know it,
I
right?
know it. Okay.
Yeah. So for me, that's where my being an artist and my my relationship with God like really go hand in hand. Parang it's my faith that's made me keep going as an artist. Kasi paano yun eh? Sabi kasi niya, seek Him first, seek His righteousness, and all these things. Yung mga kailangan natin, ano yun eh, food, clothing, shelter. Sabi niya, wag kang mag-alala sa kakainin mo.
I got you.
I got you. Sabi niya, wag ka alala sa susuotin mo. I got you. Yeah, sabi niya, but seek first the kingdom of God. So parang, grabe God, you got me. O sige, then pwede ko bang pursue tong thing na niligay mo sa heart ko na sobrang love ko. Alagaan mo ba ako? Yun, kaya ako dun yung faith ko. Na I also, when I have the chance, I also share it with people. Pag nagtatanong sila, yun lang, parang ako yun yung, doon ako nakalin. Hindi talaga ako nakalin sa music. Yung sabi mo, di ba, sabi mo kanina, ano yun? Na, career na ba to? Kaya na ba to?
At what point was it?
Yeah, never siyang naisip na, grabe, itong music na to, maglilin na ako dito habang buhay. Hindi ko siya ever ginawa yung ano na yun. Kasi nakita ko gaano siya ka-fickle, may up and down.
May up and downs.
Yeah.
The dark ages, the opium is dead era.
Oo, mga ganun. Kaya sa akin dun siya nag-resolve. It doesn't mean it's always easy, but I've seen God's faithfulness. So, sa kanya ako nakalin habang gumagawa ko ng music.
Alright, sige. And then the last thing na lang we ask is we make a playlist based on our guests' answers. So, by any criteria of your choosing, what's one song you would add to that playlist? The only question we ask is why. It can be your song, it can be someone else's song, any song. The only
Basta hanapin mo na yung first track dun sa guitar trio ni album.
aling album yung
It's called the Guitar Trio, and then it's the live album. I think they only made one album. So it's Alde Miola,
okay.
John McLaughlin, and
Paco
De Lucia.
Paco de Lucia. Okay.
Siyempre, pinakinggan ko siya sa album. Hindi ko na nga binabasa kung anong
Kung
title.
anong track.
Title kasi
Track
instrumental naman kasi lahat eh. Pero, yun,
Track one.
lagay mo yun dun. Yun yung mga songs na hindi ko kaya siprahin.
So, kumbaga, as a muse, you listen to that as a fan.
As a fan, forever.
Not as
Not as a student or anything.
All right, thank you, Barbie. I hope
Thank
you had
you.
fun.
Thank you. I did. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, everybody.